Hello fellow Star Wars fans, my name is Sarpter and welcome back to the channel. It's time to talk about the Star Wars comics that came out for the week of Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. We have a Dark Horse week. We have two comics from DH and they are Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch Ghost Agents. Yeah, it's a very wordy title. It's starting off this brand new miniseries, but we also have the continuation of the renowned High Republic Adventures Phase 3. This is issue number 15. Before we get started, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel as I talk about Star Wars comics on a weekly basis. Plus, I've expanded my content for 2025, including things like DC, Jurassic World, video games, and more. So go ahead and catch that content out. I feel like a lot of Star Wars fans are fans of those other mediums and different things as well. So go ahead and check out that content. Getting into the first story here, the very wordy story of The Bad Batch, the wordy title, I should say. This is a great script written by Michael Moretzi. The artwork is by Reese Hannigan. So this is taking place before we see the Bad Batch in the Bad Batch series. This is taking place during the Clone Wars. You have Crosshair, Wrecker, Hunter, and Tech. Yeah, this is pre-Omega, this is pre-Echo, this is just pure Bad Batch working during the Clone Wars. We catch up with them mid-mission as they are trying to do these hijinks to destroy this separatist weapon, which is not just a technological weapon, it is an organic monster that's trying to threaten these people into using their hyperfuel. And it's two Crosshair and Wrecker's leading this creature as Wrecker would, doesn't know what's happening, he's the bait, and Crosshair is a sniper, destroys this thing, saves them, and then they get a call to come back to Coruscant where they get this urgent mission. The Republic has this, basically like the Navy or the SOCOM or basically intelligence. It's just Republic intelligence has these ghost agents that are giving intel on the Separatists, and well, one of those people has been kidnapped with the list of all the ghost agents. So it's up to the Clone Force 99 to go ahead and take out this thief who's stuck on Coruscant. Their vehicle is destroyed or something. They're having trouble getting off the planet. That's where the Bad Batch must go undercover, like leaving their armor behind, going to the lower levels of Coruscant, which is one of my favorite locations in Star Wars. Rest in peace, 1313 video game. But we go ahead and we get to see them working clandestinely, which is not what you would expect from the Bad Batch. They're more guns blazing kind of crowd, and you even get to see the commentary from Wrecker going, why are we doing this? This is not us. And it's pretty cool because you get to see Crosshair in action, and it's just neat to see the design of the Bad Batch without their iconic armor. So they get led to this hangar bay after kind of coercing this bartender to give him the intel, and they run into none other than the Kyuzo bounty hunter, Embo, and his little mastiff dog there, and they're duking it out, and they get distracted because he's also after the same target, and the target gets away. They find out one of the bodyguards is a Pike, and that leads them to go, oh, we got to go to Kessel. That's where we leave off in this issue. But just summing up this issue, things I really liked is, first of all, just the feel. I think Michael Moretzi, the art team, really gets the feel for the Bad Batch. This feels like a deleted episode or an episode that we just simply haven't seen yet. And getting to know that the Bad Batch has this big reputation, but we just never see a lot of these previous adventures, it's great that we get to dive in deep to this. So really enjoyed this one. Moving on to the High Republic Adventures issue number 15. This one, of course, like all the others, are written by Daniel Jose Older with artwork by Tony Bruno. This is the Battle of Eriadu. This is the climax of this entire High Republic initiative. We have multiple big flashpoints going around the galaxy. One of them is on Eriadu. There's two focal points. We have Bifrang City, separated by the bay or the lake or a large body of water, which then is Eriadu City. So last we left off, we have all the Jedi that have gone to Eriadu City across this lake. There's this really cool speeder chase and battle overseas, kind of like Waterworld or something, and now they are all there, and all hell is broken loose. This arc is really centered around the character of Farzala, and we get to see him in action, commanding everything here, trying to keep a hold of the situation. You have two big focal points. We have the air and the ground. The air, they have multiple Nihil ships, including returning from Phase 2, 150 years prior, the thought illegal, but now in the air, eviscerator drill ships are flying all over the place. And then you have these big creatures called the Bargartharanth, the Bogaranths. Yeah, these are the big walker creatures. This reminds me straight out of Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Pelennor Fields, the Mumakil, the War Elephants, these big, massive creatures. In this case, also very reminiscent of The Empire Strikes Back, because these things have big turrets strapped to them. So we have this great plan by Farzala and Sav Malagan to board these things and commandeer them and cause havoc. And then meanwhile, you have this eviscerator that has gone rogue. We find out it's none other than Terra Sunube from Clone Wars fame. Yeah, that guy with the cane that has a lightsaber hidden within it. That guy, he's always great because he's this really slow kind of Jedi methodical, but he's always going undercover. We've seen him do that in Phase 1, I believe. No, Phase 2. He was hiding around the Dank Rex. So we get to see him jumping into action literally for that. So, and then also we have this big story point that we learned about in a previous issue, where underneath Bifrang City, there's this reactor core that if it gets unstable, it's going to destroy both Bifrang and Eriadu City. So you have Court, who has been mortally wounded, and you have Zint, you have Yaddle that are trying to use the Force to hold this thing together. They find out that there's a small opening that only somebody small can get in. So Zint actually removes her helmet, and as an Aloxian, that is not a good thing, because they cannot be removing that helmet because that means they're not mature yet. So she moves that helmet to sacrifice the kind of get into there and fix it. She gets out of there, she puts the helmet back on, she's all safe, and the Jedi look like they're able to stabilize this core. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. We didn't really see Zine Morala or Lula Tal Solo or Severin Tarkin at all really much in this issue, but you know, this is just the heat of the battle. There's a lot of, not much story, but a lot of action going on. And hey, I can't argue against that. So really did enjoy this one and enjoyed both these issues as a whole. So what'd you think about these ones? Let me know in the comment section down below. For more on Star Wars, you're already in the right place. As I mentioned before, subscribe to this channel for more on Star Wars. That's going to do it for me, Star Raptor. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. For light and life.